Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a great week so far. I just wanted to give you some information about this upcoming weekend as we head into a new month. Normally we would be starting a new series and a new theme, but we are sticking with our one at a time series with the rest of the church. We have 2 more weeks of this and then we'll head into a different series for the rest of February. But a couple times a year we're going to be doing this where we are just all in with a church-wide series. Last week, you may have noticed in Big Church, they did one conversation at a time and we did one interruption at a time. There was some last minute changes and we just decided in kids ministry to keep with what we had. And so we talked about how Jesus doesn't see interruptions the same way, that Jesus sees them as opportunities to love, and we used our 3D glasses. And it was just really neat to see how excited the kids were about the glasses. They were wearing them in the hallway, wearing them home. They probably left with headaches because they wore them all morning. But sometimes it just takes something small like that, a visual for them to remember what they learned, or to spark a conversation at home. You know, maybe their parents said, why did you make 3D glasses today? Or why do you have those? And giving the kids an opportunity to talk about, well, this is what we learned today. It's why we have the text service set up so we can send activities and questions for parents to do at home with their kids. And so it's just been really neat to see how the kids have connected with this series. So this weekend we're continuing with it with one meal at a time, and talking about how because of Jesus, one meal can change everything. And we're looking at the story of Zacchaeus. And Jesus is coming to Jericho, and everybody is so excited to see Jesus. And Zacchaeus, he is a tax collector. He is like at the bottom of society. He's despised. He's a crook. And so, you know, can somebody like Zacchaeus encounter Jesus too? And so everyone is so excited. They're all pressing in. There's a crowd, and Zacchaeus, he wants to see him. And so he can't see over the crowd. And so he goes and climbs a tree so that he can get a glimpse of Jesus. And while Zacchaeus thinks that he's going to see Jesus, it's actually Jesus that sees him, that it's Jesus that is pursuing Zacchaeus. And the word see is used 5 times in just 10 verses. And so we're going to be talking about this weekend how Jesus didn't just see Zacchaeus as a sinner. He saw him who he was and where he was at, but he saw him as not just a sinner, but someone in need of a savior. And he has a meal with Zacchaeus, and a meal represents belonging. And up to this point, Zacchaeus has not experienced that because of his track record. And because of that meal, it changed everything for Zacchaeus. And so we're going to be piggybacking on the glasses from last weekend and talking about just how we see ourselves versus how Jesus sees us, or how other people see us, and how that can change everything, how that one meal changed everything for Zacchaeus. And for you all in your small groups, I think this would be a great opportunity for you guys to think about your own story and thinking about how Jesus pursued you and how he saw you maybe differently than how you saw yourself. I think this would be a great opportunity for you to share that story with your class, depending on how you tell that story with your grade level. But I think that would be a great thing to do this weekend. Just a lot of different conversations can come with this story, talking about just with the kids, of maybe them feeling alone because of how they're treated from other people because of their behavior, or because they're different, or maybe they can identify with the crowd and how they've shunned other people, or how maybe they don't see themselves the way God sees them. There's just a lot of good stuff there to have some good conversations this weekend. But also just kind of my tip this weekend as you're thinking about this story, I was thinking about Zacchaeus and how he removed obstacles to see Jesus. He was relentless. When he couldn't see over the crowd, what did he do? He climbed a tree. just to see him. And I think that's just a really good picture of what we do in kids ministry. We want to remove obstacles for kids to get to Jesus and to meet Jesus. And so as you are teaching this story and as you're thinking about it this weekend, I just ask that that would be your prayer for us to be able to remove obstacles so that we can reach kids. That would be our prayer this weekend. And one other thing, just one reminder, is we have Ruckus coming up on February 28th. And here's why we do Ruckus. We have 3 things that we value with this event. The first is that it is a memory-making event. We want kids to make memories by being there. The second thing is to increase engagement of our 3rd through 5th graders. And then the third thing is we want this to be an opportunity to connect for our 3rd through 5th graders to connect with each other and to connect with their leaders. And so I want you guys to be a part of this, especially if you're a 3rd through 5th grade leader. This is a huge opportunity for you to connect with your small group. But even if you aren't just a 3rd through 5th grade leader, we still would love to have you there. We're going to have a lot of games and activities, and we need medical and help with check-in and a lot of different areas. There's large group and programming. And so if you want to be a part of it, you can either comment on this post or you can send me an email, and we're going to have some more information coming up about that. Just make sure you are letting families know about that at the door, that that's coming up, and they can sign up and register online now. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday.